Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel. Today we are going to explore one of the most dangerous possibilities of our time, the confrontation between Russia and NATO, and how it could potentially turn into the war that ends the world. To understand this, we will analyze it step by step, much like reviewing a powerful machine where we look at the exterior, the interior, the performance, the safety features, the unique selling points, the price, and finally, the conclusion that ties it all together. This approach allows us to break down a very complex issue into parts that are easier to grasp while still acknowledging the terrifying reality of such a conflict. When we first examine the exterior, the surface image of this confrontation, what stands out is the sheer scale of military power on both sides. Russia presents itself as a vast country, stretching across continents with enormous natural resources, a massive army, and one of the largest stockpiles of nuclear weapons on the planet. It consistently demonstrates its tanks, long-range missiles, fighter jets, and naval capabilities as a show of dominance. On the other side, NATO is not a single country but an alliance of more than 30 powerful nations, led by the United States, which alone possesses unmatched military strength and economic power. NATO conducts large military drills, deploys advanced aircraft, and positions troops across Europe to send the message that it is prepared to defend any member from aggression. From the outside, the exterior looks like a high-stakes contest of intimidation where both sides try to prove they are not to be underestimated. Looking deeper, the interior reveals another layer of complexity. Russia is run by a centralized authority where decision-making lies in the hands of a small circle of power led by the president. The state controls most media, silences opposition, and directs the national narrative toward pride, nationalism, and resilience against the West. Its military-industrial base is designed to keep the armed forces strong even in times of economic difficulty. NATO's interior, however, is far less centralized. It is a coalition of democracies, each with its own political debates, economic interests, and social pressures. Decisions often require lengthy discussions, compromises, and consensus. This can slow down NATO's actions but also makes its decisions legitimate and backed by multiple nations. On the inside, Russia relies on tight control and fear of dissent, while NATO relies on cooperation, transparency, and shared values of democracy, though sometimes those values bring friction among members. When we evaluate performance, we enter into the practical reality of what each side is capable of in conflict. Russia has proven its strength in rapid mobilization, cyber warfare, and hybrid strategies that mix military power with propaganda, energy leverage, and intelligence operations. Its missile systems are advanced, its nuclear capabilities vast, and its ground forces capable of launching significant offensives. NATO, in comparison, shows performance in different ways. Its strength lies in collective defense, overwhelming air superiority, unmatched naval fleets, and advanced intelligence networks. The United States, as NATO's cornerstone, brings unmatched logistics, global reach, and financial muscle. The European members provide geographical depth and regional forces that, when combined, can sustain a long-term effort. Russia's performance tends to rely on surprise, speed, and endurance in the face of pressure, while NATO's performance depends on its ability to coordinate massive resources over time. Both are powerful in their own right, but each has weaknesses that would be tested in any prolonged conflict. When we shift focus to safety features, we realize that in this context, safety means deterrence, the systems in place to prevent war rather than wage it. Russia's most significant safety feature is its nuclear triad, the ability to launch devastating nuclear strikes from land-based missiles, submarines, and long-range bombers. This is designed to guarantee that no enemy would attack Russia without facing unimaginable retaliation. NATO's safety feature comes from Article 5 of its charter, which states that an attack on one member is an attack on all. This collective shield is meant to make any potential aggressor think twice before testing NATO's defenses. These safety features, however, are unlike those in a car or machine that protect passengers. Here, they are double-edged swords. If they fail due to misjudgment, accident, or miscommunication, they do not simply reduce harm, they could unleash global catastrophe. Unique selling points also exist in this confrontation. Russia often highlights its ability to act decisively and independently, unconstrained by lengthy political debates. It uses its vast natural gas and oil supplies as tools of leverage, making countries dependent on its energy exports. Its narrative appeals to nationalism and the image of standing strong against the West. NATO's unique selling point is entirely different. It draws its strength from unity, diversity, and collective security. No single NATO nation alone could counter Russia's entire might, but together, the alliance brings unmatched resources, advanced technologies, and global influence. NATO is not only a military alliance but also a political and economic partnership that extends across the Atlantic. The ability to combine dozens of countries into a single force is its strongest selling point, showing that unity can be more powerful than unilateral action. The discussion of price brings us to the most sobering part. The cost of a direct conflict between Russia and NATO would be almost unthinkable. The human price would be catastrophic, with millions of lives lost in a matter of weeks if nuclear weapons were used. Cities could be wiped off the map, economies would collapse, and the environment could suffer irreversible damage. Even without nuclear escalation, the price of conventional war on such a scale would be devastating. Refugee crises, destroyed infrastructure, collapsed economies, and decades of instability would follow. Unlike a machine or product where price can be measured in money, the price here is measured in human survival. This is not a transaction anyone wants to pay, and yet the possibility always looms. As we draw this to a conclusion, the analysis of Russia versus NATO shows us one undeniable truth: both sides possess extraordinary power, but the very use of that power would bring consequences beyond anything humanity has ever experienced. The exterior reveals a show of strength meant to intimidate, the interior highlights the contrasting systems of control versus cooperation, and the performance demonstrates capabilities that could devastate entire regions. The safety features are designed to prevent war but carry the risk of making it more dangerous if they fail. The unique selling points highlight why each side believes in its advantage, yet when we reach the price, we see that it is simply too high to ever justify confrontation. The conclusion is clear: the war that could end the world must never begin. It stands as a warning to leaders, citizens, and generations to come that dialogue, diplomacy, and restraint are the only true solutions, because in this conflict, victory would not exist, only survival against impossible odds. This script is around 1,200 words and keeps the flow natural without headings, narrator, or host markers. Do you also want me to prepare image prompts, thumbnail text, titles, and description with hashtags for this one like before?